Hey guys, what's good? Derek here from B.O.M Socks with more B.O.M Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So I want to take you into James chapter 4 today. Just a quick little message with this idea of religion that is able to be practiced. Practical things that you and I can do. You go to James chapter 4, verse number 4. James is very bold when he says, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God?" Enmity is like pride. It's hostile in nature. "Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God." Now, there is a fine balance also, because we do need to live in the world. We can't just go hermit ourselves and just sit there and read scriptures all day long and just isolate ourselves. You become that weird guy. Okay, don't do that. What you do is you do need to have that balance of living in the world, but not living of the world, where it talks about how that friendship of the world is the enemy of God. So whosoever will be a friend of the world is an enemy to God. You cannot serve God without offending the devil. You cannot do both, where you cannot please the Lord and you cannot please the devil. You're going to offend one of them in doing that. Now, one of the things I've done is I've connected that phrase enemy of God to one of the most well-known verses that talks about that in the book of Mormon. You got Mosiah chapter 3 verse 19, which says, "For the natural man is an enemy to God, and has been from the fall of Adam, and will be forever and ever, unless he yields to the enticings of the Holy Spirit, and putteth off the natural man, and becometh a saint through the atonement of Christ the Lord, and becometh as a child." Keep in mind these words here as we're going to go through the rest of the book of James chapter 4. Submissive, meek, humble, patient, full of love, willing to submit to all things which the Lord seeth fit to inflict upon him, even as a child doth submit to his father. Now, as you keep those things in mind, you go back to James chapter 4, where it says in verse number 7, "Submit yourselves therefore to God." I love this phrase so much. In fact, there's a phrase that's similar in my own patriarchal blessing. "Resist the devil and he will flee from you." That phrase is almost a word for word in my patriarchal blessing, which is interesting because fleeing is not pretty. Fleeing is you are frantically and you are hastily getting out of there. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Can you imagine being so submissive to the will of the Lord that Satan gets to a point where he just throws his hands up and he's like, "I'm out of here. You scare me." Verse number 8, "Draw nigh to God and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners. Purify your hearts, ye double-minded." I've connected that phrase double-minded back to James chapter 1 that we talked about earlier this week. Verse number 8, where it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Verse number 10, again, you're connecting so much of this back to that Mosiah 3, where that natural man is an enemy to God, and we are to humble ourselves like a little child. You look at verse number 10, "Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up." You kind of take all of this together with verse number 14 in James 4, "Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life?" It's a great statement. "It is even as a vapor." What an interesting analogy there. "That appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away." So it shows you the importance of making sure that you take this time on this earth to be able to connect with Jesus Christ, to be able to put God first, to put off that natural man and become a saint. You put away those things that are making it so you are not connecting with God, and you're focusing on the goodness of connecting with Jesus Christ, because it is a short time that we are here, but it's a wonderful time to connect ourselves with Jesus Christ. I am grateful for this message, brief little message, but I know that it's true. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing these messages. If you like what you see, click that like button. And of course, if you have not already done this, go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel-themed socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.